Okay. All right. How are you guys doing on your this?
Okay. All right. We're gonna keep working on those so you can get back into your groups. Remember to answer the questions that are on the end of the documents. On a couple of them, I think just two. There's a couple questions. Make sure you answer those. You guys will, as a group, you'll turn those in to me. Okay, you'll be graded on that. And we're gonna go through with like the second half of class. Okay, we're gonna talk through these. Okay, so we're gonna talk through each of these documents. Okay, and we're gonna go through the opposite view and the evidence and stuff. Okay, so. All right, get in your groups. Hi. Let me know if you have any questions, okay? Quiet. Yes, we do. All the time. There's skis and skis. Do you mind? That kid, more kids, they Society should assist the goods and services he's the consumer. And he is or as a now I can't acknowledge you. Pretty fun. Okay, what was the opposite? Basically, that people showing us
Okay, so we're reading this third one. It's pretty much saying that the person that makes the producer run this stuff, and they sell it to other people, so then it's saying the producer
Okay, so when we're talking about, so we talk a lot about producers and freedom of producers and that way he knows So when we talk about production and consumers, what system are you talking
I think capitalism what's everyone?
Socialist is everyone that has equality. So equal pay, regulation of business.
Is socialism the government too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I say capitalist.
Yes, yes. So, okay, do you guys know the difference between equality and equity?
Equality
Equality is when you're all equal. Equity is when you get what you put out. So that's really the fundamental difference between capitalism and socialism. So equity is capitalism. Equality is socialism.
Okay. So then this the same. So then that would be the you get out of or whatever.
Kind of. So what he's saying is that the government needs to, the sole goal of the government is to make sure that businesses can be run freely so that we can have production and consumers and
So it's a positive side of capitalism, but then is it talking about socialist because they're not letting them be all free?
yeah, if it's positive.
Okay, so then, we just kind of.
So yeah, I would say, well, his main point in this one especially is that the businesses need to be free so that we can have lots of production and lots of consumers. That's it. His points are about the production and the consumers.
Yeah, so then if it was socialist, then it would be
So a socialist would respond to that by saying, okay, when we have a lot of freedom in businesses, then that leads to the businessmen, they take the workers, they fire the workers, they create that's okay. So the socialist argument is coming from the bottom up. So it's the workers saying, no, you guys can't treat us like this. Okay? The capitalist system is more coming from the top down, saying, you know, if we are successful, it'll trickle to other things too.
Alright, no.
No, equity. Equity is
I have
capitalism.
really been raising my hand for the last 10 minutes.
Is
Have we even been in this much?
I'll come to you guys after.
Write that down. Wait, what do I have to do? Write that down. Do that. Write that down.
Okay, so this is.
So
Yeah, that's how we'll do. Whatever you do, whatever you get.
what is one of the So okay, and then this guy, talks about how it's this one's yeah, okay, so you got that. So he says that the government is diverging what is freedom of the government between them. Okay? And so he kind of sees that in the negative light is and then you do yeah. And then this guy is talking about the virtue of why does that matter? Wait, where's the shoe? No. Yeah, but he's saying that people are virtuous, right? Government.
Anyway, let's get on these questions.
So who's he saying he is to be the
You answered your questions in a minute. Like these questions, plus these questions.
If the government runs the law, then it takes away from their freedom and their.
Oh yeah, we get out early today. We gotta go talk to my sister.
So yeah, you're gonna say like, they all agree about the importance of the question.
Any political is how far they tend to stop or very moral informational.
Maybe just write that.
they exist. The all
Reservation areas, right? Properties that it's still one.
we make it to then as one area of the goodness of
So one of the key things when we're talking about capitalism is private property. Yep. Private ownership of So that last page, that's the hard one.
Okay, Ty, what is it? No, Ty, what is it? Capitalism?
It's true. No,
So what does he say? What's the government doing? To make laws and and so what this is saying is that's all everything to is to make those laws, but it's not supposed to interfere.
Do we have to calm each other down?
That's not the only thing we have to recognize. That's like, explaining what the socialist is. You gotta explain it in this way. What is it?
Okay, so it's
You're not real.
so preserving the rights of man and property. So when we talk about preservation of individual rights, what are we talking about? Property and capitalism.
Isaiah, what is that?
If the government is
Answer that. I told you like I'm right here and I made him explain this and this, so I technically like helped like all your people. Stop! I'm getting annoyed now. Tell me, let's go.
That's good.
Get that
What
from
did you say?
What's evidence? That's Steve, the last one. She said he had.
Yes. I just need to last.
You done? Yeah, you can go.
I know, don't
Okay, a couple more minutes, guys, and then we're gonna get together as a class and talk about it.
No, we're not gonna be done.
It's okay if we don't finish everything. All right, we're gonna talk about it as a class, so write it down.
He's basically by the way, that's intelligence.
Yeah,
Well, how are you working on the floor and then I can do that because I already got
You're probably gonna reread it.
I don't remember. Well, what was your answer? What was your answer for this box right here? What?
I found it and then the socialism strategy where you gain workers' back. That's literally what it's I'm back, baby.
Are you kidding me?
You know what you're doing? Just like underestimating.
This is the main point. This is like, what's that?
It doesn't matter if it's hard or not. I definitely.
This is argument for, so we can just write your words in and that would argue against this person, say. Okay?
No.
Not your opinion, it's, so if this is what happens, okay? Okay, right? Wow. So you wrote the key guys that were pointing towards capitalism. Then it's just like what you say, what a socialist person would have as a response. Why do you go up Alright, we're gonna talk about it, okay? So turn your desks to face up here. Alright? Yeah, you can stay in your groups, just turn your desks so you're facing forward, okay? And get out your notes so you can, or just keep your sheets out and then you can fill in some stuff that you missed, okay?
We can do basically any.
Shout it all? Oh, exactly one. Alright, so we're gonna sort of reflect on up here. So we're gonna sort of reflect on what we talked about a little bit yesterday. Okay? So remember the image that we looked at, the pyramid structure of the workers kind of at the bottom, and then you had like the bourgeois, the middle class, then you had the army, the military, then you had the churchmen, the clergy, and then you had like the kings and those sort of things. Okay, was this image a capitalist or socialist? Who remembers?
It was a socialist.
It was socialist. Okay. All right, and so what were some of the key ideas that we talked about when we talked about this document or this image?
It was making fun of the capitalist system.
It was making fun of the capitalist system. Yes. So it was showing. How was it showing the capitalist system? What sort of imagery did it use? A pyramid. So it used a pyramid to show how we had a lot of who at the bottom? Workers at the bottom, and at the top we had a lot of the kings, the clergy, the rich people. Okay, the churchmen, the business owners, the bourgeois. Okay, so pyramid structure. Okay, and at the bottom, okay, there was a lot more, right? There was a lot of workers in the lower class, right? So a lot at the bottom, and there was a few at the top, okay? All right, anything else? You guys remember some of those main points of that image? Yeah, I'd write this down in your, because I don't think, you guys didn't write this down yesterday, did you? If you didn't write it down yesterday, I think I'd put this in, okay?
Oh, I scribbled it out, cross it out.
All right, now, we talked about this a little bit. How would the opposing view, so in this case a capitalist, how would they respond? So workers aren't stuck at the bottom. Okay, what else? How else might a capitalist respond to this? Remember the pyramid? And remember, another thing about it was, at the bottom, what were the workers saying? We feed all, we feed all, we work for all. Correct. Mike?
Well, the capitalists, they also help feed, because they like distribute the goods.
Yeah, so the workers don't do everything, okay? So the pyramid kind of was making it look like it was as if the workers at the bottom were doing everything for everyone. Okay? Okay, anything else? All right, let's go on to the next one, the Karl Marx's document. Is this a socialist one or a capitalist one? Socialist. Socialist, good. Why was it socialist? Yeah.
It said it will abolish competition in private property.
Abolish competition in private property. Which competition and private property are key elements of what? Capitalism. Yes, okay. So if someone's wanting to take it away, they're probably more leaning on the socialist side. Okay, yes. Okay, what else? What else were some main points of Marx? So he talked about, this is something we've been talking about for the past week or so, okay? The industry bringing in what? What were they bringing in during the Industrial Revolution? What was coming in? Machines, okay? And what does Marx he talks about that, okay? What does he say? Machines are taking over what?
Work.
Machines are taking over work. Yeah, they're taking over jobs, which is what is that creating for in society?
Less workers.
Less workers, poverty. Correct. Good. Poverty. So now, because we have all these capitalists bringing in all these machines and stuff, now we have the problem of poverty. Okay. Or, not that there wasn't poverty before, but now we have an even more, crucial issue of poverty. Okay. What else did Marx talk about? Anything else? Marx and Engels.
Yeah, you probably got it.
Why? His name's what? Who? Which one? Engels? Frederick Engels? Friedrich? Alright, so how would a capitalist respond to Marx's main points of...
Jeez, what the heck? Council wanted his pencil back, so I gave it to him.
I think you deserve it.
I think you missed.
I don't think Kelso is really.
It hit his desk and then it bounced.
Detention.
Good job. Dude, he wanted his pencil back.
Alright, so how would someone respond? A capitalist, someone opposing Marx, how would they respond?
They just want to control business and economics.
They just want to control their business. Yes. So why would a capitalist not want that? For someone to control their business so they can make money. Yeah, they can't make as much money when someone's telling them how to do something. Yeah, okay. Control of business. So, because he talks about the abolition of private property, okay, or the government taking control of a business. And he's saying that, you know, and what Ethan's saying is that if they control our businesses, then we're not going to be able to make as much money. Equals less production. Cash. Okay, what else?
They won't be able to progress in their products at all. If the government controls it, they're just gonna want to stay with what works.
Okay, so advancement will go down. Because, and part of that's competition, okay? So you talk about they want to abolish competition too. If you don't have competition, you know, if you don't have someone like trying to compete with Apple today to try and make a cooler smartphone or a smartphone with more devices, okay? Is Apple gonna, do they have any desire to like create anything more that advanced? Not really, because they don't have anybody creating anything as advanced as they have right now. So, you know, competition means or lack of competition means advancement's going to go down. Anything else? Yeah.
Marx said they don't push people deeper and deeper into poverty, but capitalists would argue that it doesn't, that people have chances to advance.
So yeah, so what is the cap when we talk about poverty? What is the point of capitalists? Okay, because capitalists don't just, or at least, you know, most capitalists don't just ignore the idea that there's poverty and poverty is a problem. Okay, they have a way of addressing it, and what is that?
Well, we said that everyone has the opportunity to like go up.
Yeah, so one of the ways is that everyone is capable of moving up, okay? That's one of the ways. What else? What's another way? So when businesses flourish and when people on top flourish, capitalists say that who else will flourish because of that?
People that work for them.
The people that work for them, okay? The people that work for them and everyone else in society. If you have better production, if you have more production, and you have more people buying your stuff, okay, then you're going to make a lot of more money. Money is going to come into your country more, and that's going to trickle down. You know, it's not just going to go to the people up top, it's going to trickle down to other people. Okay, so trickle down.
Is that a word? Oh yeah.
Trickle?
I was thinking like CH or something.
Trickle? I'm going to flip it to the other document now, or the other thing. You guys good? You get it written down? Good? It's just trickle down. Okay. Alright. Okay, Adam Smith. Capitalist or socialist?
Capitalist.
Capitalist. Why? What does he talk about?
Freedom.
Freedom. Yes, freedom for who?
Business.
For business, yes. So, freedom for business, yes, that is one of his main points. Why would a capitalist want freedom for business?
For trade.
To make money. So they think that more freedom in their business is going to create more economic success. Okay? What else? What else does Adam Smith say? Yeah.
He says that in turn, that will provide the best possible goods to the consumer at the lowest possible price.
So prices are going to lower, okay? So when we have freedom for businesses, it's going to increase competition, and when competition increases, that means that prices are going to lower for consumers, okay? So yes, lower prices. What else?
He says by pursuing his own interests, he frequently promotes that in his society.
Okay, so yeah, so that's again with the idea of the trickle down. Okay, so again, we when we talk about capitalists, sometimes we forget, you know, that they aren't just forgetting those in the lower class. They fundamentally believe that their success is going to lead to the success for others. Okay, so I guess we can write trickle down for that too. Okay, how would a socialist or someone like Karl Marx argue? What would he respond to this by saying?
Society would crumble over the indifference found in everyone's individual want to succeed.
Okay, so he thinks that the individual's desire to succeed is going to it's going to make them selfish, and they're not going to care about the people who work for them or so forth. Okay, selfishness. Sorry, my writing is pretty sloppy, but this thing isn't top notch for writing skills. All right, what else would Marx say? Trust me, Marx would say more than just that. Corruption? Okay, yeah, that kind of goes along the lines with selfishness. Isaac?
How some succeed pushes other into poverty.
Okay, so so when some people succeed, it actually means that a lot of other people, it's basically the people who are lower or worse off in society are being sacrificed for the benefit of a few. Okay?
Trickle up.
So yeah, the money is actually trickling up. Yeah. Okay. So the money is staying in the hands of the higher up. Oops. So we talk about how capitalists believe, okay, so basically the difference between capitalism and socialism goes, it's not that capitalists are evil and greedy people, or socialists are lazy and they just don't want to work for anything or anything like that. But capitalists believe that the success of the people who own businesses, the success of people who run businesses is going to trickle down to everyone else, and it's going to lead to a more successful society. But for socialists, they believe that that doesn't happen, okay? They believe that that's a good idea in theory, but it never actually happens, and so we have to put regulations in place to make that not happen, okay? All right, anything else for responses to Adam Smith? Yeah?
He would say that when people pursue their own interests, he doesn't always promote the best side of their society.
Yeah, exactly. So exactly what we just talked about. So capitalists think that they're doing a great thing, and they think that they're creating consumerism and production, and it's going to be, you know, great for society because now we have all this advancement. But Marx and Mark specifically talks about, we brought in all these machines, and we thought this was going to be the great thing, and we thought everything was going to happen, but now we have a bunch of people losing jobs, and they go into poverty because of that. Okay, yeah, good. Now this one was a little bit harder, okay? Locke, Mill, Stuart Mill, Rousseau. Okay, what do they say? Okay, capitalist? Think capitalist? Does everyone agree?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, capitalist, yeah, it's a little bit questionable in parts, which is why this one was a little bit harder. But yeah, I would say that this one represents the capitalist argument more. What were some of the key evidences? Yeah.
It said government being for the preservation of every man's right and property.
Okay, so we're preserving private property. What is it? When we preserve private property, okay? When that is our goal, what does that mean? What does that mean for society if their property is going to be protected?
The government's not going to be like controlling it.
The government's not going to be messing around telling them what they have to do and what they should do and what they should not do, okay? They get to follow their own kind of things on their property, okay? They get to do whatever they want to do. And so Locke is saying that we have to protect those rights, okay? So that's a very fundamental capitalist idea. What else? Someone besides Will. Kate.
The government is in charge of the execution of the laws and the maintenance of freedom, both civil and political, but says when it's bad.
Yeah, so Rousseau is saying that the government is in charge of executing laws and so forth, and that type of thing. He kind of has a negative view on that, because he kind of believes that that's all that government becomes. Yeah, so the idea of government as acting as executor of laws, okay? What else? Yeah.
The third one said that the government is to promote the virtue and intelligence of people themselves.
Okay, so Stuart Mill, this is the one that I think was a little bit harder, okay? But yes, right on. So he talks about how people are fundamentally virtuous and intelligent, okay? What does that mean for, if a capitalist wants to say that people are fundamentally virtuous and intelligent, what does that mean for society and for the way they're going to be governed? Okay? What does that mean? It means that they can probably run themselves, right? Because if you have a lot of people that are virtuous and smart and intelligent, okay, they can handle it, okay, right? They don't have to rely on a system or so forth to keep them, from doing anything like wrong or whatever. Anything else? Well,
The second guy said that the government is for the mutual communication, so he said that they want the people who work with the government.
yeah, okay. So you got the people involved in the government, or as like Stuart Mill kind of talks about, the people basically are the government, okay?
All I had was 10. So that gives you, no, I had
All right, and how would a socialist respond to these
For
statements?
today, if you give me more, I'm sure Rick's gonna be.
Anybody beside Kate or Will?
It's not that hard.
What is the
That's
question?
all.
How would a socialist respond? It's the opposite view.
I got you, right.
Okay.
People are not productive in society, like they're not intelligent and virtuous. Society will be crumbling because there will be no leader and the economy will fall.
Okay, so again on this idea that, you know, as a socialist you have a little bit more of a negative, light view of society. That, you know, maybe you don't think everyone's bad, but you think that, you know, people, when they're left to their own selves, they're going to be corrupted, they're going to be greedy and take stuff for themselves, okay? So yes, people aren't virtuous and intelligent, necessarily. They need a system to keep them in check. All right. What else? What?
For the good of people, no one should have private property.
What's that?
For the good of people, no one should have private property.
Okay, no one should have private property because people use their private property, or people use their private business or their private ownership to create a society of greed that hurts people in the lower classes. Okay? All right, we're good.
Do we have to present?
Bring it tomorrow. We'll turn it in tomorrow. Okay? Make sure your group has those questions done. Okay? Because you're gonna give those to me. You're gonna keep this, and you're gonna need it. Okay? So.
Hey,
No, we have none of the